Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm just a fucked up girl who's looking for my own peace of mind.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I'll be back.
I'll have what she's having.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it, or you can help me to stop it.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello, I'm your host, Jim McLean. Welcome back to another episode of More Than Pixels on a Screen, a spoilerific movie review podcast brought to you by Banterflix, cinematic discussion with a Northern Irish accent. Yous ready for Christmas, or yous by fuck? So, joining me on this episode, as always, is my lovely co-host, Adam What's Happening Neeson.
$5 for a pound. $5 for a pound.
Raging, I didn't think of that one. But, I love our toasty scones. I don't know what I'm going with that one. Okay, so, Adam, it's finally happened. Spooky season is over. We're just waiting for Christmas. And because we're that excited, we don't need no mother trucking DeLorean. We're going back to 99 through the power of cinema. So, many moons ago, you and I picked several movies that we thought best showcased the sheer brilliance, cinematic delights that the year had to offer, possibly the greatest year in cinematic history. Now, as we await the inevitable people to go, why are you not talking about The Matrix? Why are you not talking about Phantom Menace? Already done it, mate.
Did it? Completed it?
Completed it. Done it. So if you really want to go back and be, full 99, go back and listen to those podcasts. They were a lot of fun. We had the lovely Danny from Fright Club on one.
He told us, did he tell us about pooing himself in that episode?
I'm not sure, but he got his legs out.
Wow.
You, sexy legs, big Danny. You, and they've just announced their Christmas special, Rare Exports. They're screening that sometime in December, Friday the 13th, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be a Christmas extravaganza.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Rare Exports is a fun Christmassy movie. Just what you want to sit around the family with.
It's rare.
Yeah, rare. And you've got a cannibal Santa, no cannibal reindeer, isn't that what it, or just
Krampus?
Yeah, what else do you want? Anyway, cracking choice, but check out the Fright Club and I for that, because they hadn't even been set up in 99.
No.
Adam, how old were you back then?
6.
I was 17, so I feel older. I feel like it's like a big brother. You're my little brother, guiding you through this. So, well, technically, if we were recording now in 99, it would have been 16. Just about to sit I just remember my memory from 99. I'll ask you that, because I guess we will discuss that. Is, of course, football. Manchester United won the Champions League last year. I was studying for my geography. I'm going to say GCSE. I'm nearly certain it was. I didn't do geography at A-level, so it would have to be. And Man United came back from 1-0 down to win 2-1 in stoppage time of that game. And I broke my mum's coffee table because I slammed my foot down. I was like, yo, big thug Jim, 16-year-old. And then flunked my geography flunked my geography GCSE, but fuck it, was worth it.
Well, Paul Scholes will always... Did he score? Or was he trying to be a football man?
Paul Scholes was suspended that game, but he still got a medal, so he's still a winner.
He's like Chewbacca.
Yeah, he's still a medal. He was still there, still played his role, as was Roy Keane, who was suspended that game against Bayern Munich. They're from Germany, Adam. So, Adam, that's my first memory of 99. I guess in each podcast we'll do a little, what's your memory from 99? But first thing that comes to mind.
Being in Sligo with the family, extended family, and every time the Burger King advertisement came on for the tie-in Wild Wild West Whopper meal, when they had the Wild Wild West, being in front of the TV, being like, fucking yes. That's probably there's probably more in 99. I talked about it in the Phantom Menace podcast, seeing the Anakin poster, but the shadow was Darth Vader. I'm being like, why is Darth Vader coming to get that wee boy? Not realising it's the same person.
I like to think, though, so you would have been 6, and I like to think that you more than likely would have been why is Darth Vader coming for that wee child?
99, I would say so. Yes.
Could you imagine you, just 6-year-old you, I'm still imagining, because you've got a bit of beard. 6-year-old you with a beard, right?
Well, you're not far off.
6-year-old you with a beard, just sitting, dancing in front of the TV, and just turning round to your parents going, I really want to go see Wild Wild West.
See, I used to watch 2 movies. I don't know if I talked about this in the podcast before. I used to watch 2 videotapes that I brought with me everywhere on holiday. Was the like purpley colour Mr. Bean collection, which was like Mr. Bean goes to the cinema and the swimming pool and the car park, and also Jim Carrey's The Mask. And those were 2 movies I'd watch on loop.
Oh, I can
if that explains a lot about me, Jim.
Your poor parents. It's like every so often your mum's like, just throw it out.
Just to paint my face green and be like, I'm smoking, Dibney.
Oh, Adam.
Somebody stop me, Billy.
Oh, Adam, I wish I knew you were when you were 6. Just a wee lad with a green face, wee beard, just walking around the place with Uncle Andy glasses, just walking around East Belfast with 2 VHS.
I don't really get this idea. I'm from East Belfast.
This is where you live now.
That's where I live now. But
Well, where did you live when you were 6?
the Ormer Road.
All right, then.
Walking down the Ormer Road. Real deep now. And
Somebody snappy.
do you know what's funny? See where they film Uncle Andy's house?
Yeah.
It's in the Holy Lands.
Right.
Like,
Did you pay a wee visit just to kind of leave a wee rose or a wee tin of harp?
no, I lived on not the other side of the street, but if you come, I don't live there now, so I can reveal it as if it's a big secret.
There's a wee plaque. Adam Neeson, comedy stand-up. What year was it? Comedy stand-up award?
2011.
2011. There's a wee blue plaque in there.
Do you know where the old Chinese supermarket used to be?
Yeah.
And it got knocked. It used to be an old cinema. The Cursion, was it? Mm-hmm. I used to live across the road from that.
Ah,
So if I'm a minute away from where Uncle Andy lived.
if only so close. I think before the end of the year, I think we've got to try and get him on. Well, okay, we'll maybe give ourselves within 12 months. Not the end of the year. Before maybe the Christmas special, try and get him on.
Oh, I can guarantee you he'll be on the Christmas special.
So, yes, at 99. Now, you mentioned adverts, Adam. I thought on each of these 99 specials, what we would do is I've went back through the power of YouTube and I found some old adverts back from the day. So I thought I would play one, each of the specials, to see if you remember them and see if you like it. So here's our first one.
Daddy? Mm-hmm? How do you get babies?
They come from their mummy's tummy.
How do they get into Mummy's tummy? Do they grow from seeds?
In a way, yes.
Do daddies have babies in their tummy?
No. Oh, look, it's children's television
Do
is
daddies
on.
make boys and mummies make girls?
McDonald's. How would you like to go to McDonald's for lunch?
Yeah, can I have a Happy Meal?
Yes.
And you have a Big Mac?
Yes.
With large fries?
Yes.
And a large Coke?
Yes.
And then you can tell me all about it.
So do you remember that one?
I do remember that one, but I have an alternative McDonald's advert, probably around a similar time, because me and my brother used to quote it all the time to each other, where it would be this.
Can I now just to cut across you?
Yeah.
Do you know the way you were always Uncle Andy?
Yeah.
So your brother, older, younger?
Older.
Older. How much? What's the age difference?
5 years.
So 5 days. So he would have been 11.
Yeah.
Did he maybe play Da or?
He would never lower himself.
He's always going, oh fuck, here we go.
Pretty much. But there used to be, kid comes in angry from school, throws his school bag down, and it's like an older sister and a younger brother, and the younger brother comes up and he goes, "You alright?" And the sister goes, "Go away." So then the younger brother goes into his money bank and he gets out £2 because Happy Meals were £2 back in the day, Jim. And the drive-through, and then he gives the Happy Meal to the sister, and then he goes, "You alright?" And the wee girl goes, "Yeah." But to me and my brother, that's like a 30-second ad. To me and my brother, this advert was 3 seconds long, where we go, "You alright? Go away. You alright? Yeah."
More on the next week of Growing Up in the Neesons. I, as an only child, I just had to entertain myself. As we see from previous podcasts, I'm the person who, like for Halloween, got people around and had planned a party and bobbing for apples, and the first thing was like, Jim, where's the PlayStation? So,
Did you ever have a toy puppet?
I did. Actually, do you want to know something else, right? Do you want to know how sad I was, right, when I was younger? I have very vivid memories, and this would have been primary school, of building with cardboard boxes like a computer console. Because, and I'm not going to say my family was poor, because we had a Nintendo, but for some reason I built like this console, this cardboard box console, put cling film over the front, and I'd cut like holes, or a line through it, and was able to it was like almost like a wee mini theatre, like little puppets, kind of like Sonic and stuff. And I remember bringing it to school thinking, my friends will think this is fucking amazing. They'll all want to go at it. And no, they didn't. They just wrecked it.
In my head, it was like you made a wee box that you put on your head that looks like a TV.
That would have made more sense.
And you went into your parents' room like fucking Max Headroom.
That would have made more sense. I also remember when I was younger, not 16, by the way, I used to build like a star. I was obsessed with Star Trek at some point when I was younger, and built like an Enterprise. I recreated the starship, the bridge and the starship with a cardboard box, and put toys and stuff in it. But I never had like a Captain Kirk toy. So I think I should have been a director at some point, Adam, because I would have been, okay, like Batman, you're going to be Bones today. Robin, you're going to be some action man. You're going to be Kirk. And you some random toy I got somewhere, maybe some of the wee green soldiers. You can be Kirk.
Do what I used to do. I used to get the Simpsons comic book, published by Bongo, and because we didn't, not that we didn't have any money, but I would get what do you call it, kitchen roll, which was probably expensive back in the day, and a pen, and would trace like one of the characters, but like they had to be like full body, and then I would be like, oh, I have a full action figure of Homer because I've made a wee thing, and then they could go on little adventures, but if they got wet, Jim,
you were fucked.
They died.
Oh, you're raging. We were interesting children, weren't we?
Some would say.
Some would say. I get a sense somewhere, maybe in future, I'll be discussing my childhood with puppets, with a therapist. But as I always say, this podcast is cheaper than therapy. And increasingly, Adam, I feel our little rambly bits at the start of the pod is becoming my favourite bits of the pod. It's like, oh, have we got to talk about the movie? But anyway, So we're kicking off 99 with the bona fide classic in our year of cinema that we think could potentially be the greatest ever in cinematic history. We're going with Deep Blue Sea from 99, obviously. And let me just get my computer in front of me because I've just forgotten all the details. So we're going back to 99 to Deep Blue Sea, that cinematic classic from the year, directed by Renny Harlen. Of course, stars the Punisher himself, Thomas Jane, Samuel L. Jackson, and Saffron Burrows.
Hey!
Hey! But that big superstar. Of course, it spawned 2 sequels that I did not know about until I did some research for this pod. Yeah, I'm as shocked as you are. And a really weird reboot in 2011 starring Rachel Weisz.
What?
The Deep Blue Sea.
No.
Imagine like going, oh mate, can't wait to go see the Deep Blue Sea, it's back in cinemas, and sitting down to watch that.
Is that what the movie's called?
Yeah,
The Deep Blue Sea?
The Deep Blue Sea. With Rachel Weisz and Tom Hiddleston, isn't it?
What's the movie where she gets spit in her mouth? Obedience?
I'm not sure. I don't know if this is a movie that little Adam has kind of remembered.
I used to have, well, not just have, I still have a friend.
Go around spitting in his mouth, or her mouth.
She was of the lesbian variety,
right?
And
she loves. That's how you can introduce her.
Whenever we would be working, she'd be like, "I tell you what, what gets me going whenever I'm really horny? I just look up the clip from whatever movie it was of Rachel Weisz just spitting in this girl's mouth. And I just sat there being like, oh, is that right? Terrible news.
Tell me more. I don't know. Message in, listeners. Is that the movie The Deep Blue Sea, the reboot of the Deep Blue Sea franchise that went in a completely different direction? Tom Hiddleston even thought he was playing the shark, and sadly Thomas Jane didn't even get to have a cameo. So we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that installment in the franchise. We're going to talk about the original, but before we do so, let's play a clip.
You'll bring the whole facility down. We're better off taking our chances with the sharks.
Hey, you want to go swim with your little fishes, miss? You go right ahead. Me, I'm opening this door and I'm climbing out of here.
The hell you are.
Hey, I don't work for you anymore, okay? I don't have to take your orders.
That's enough now from all of you. You think water's fast? You should see ice. It moves like it has a mind. Like it knows it killed the world once. It got a taste for murder. When the avalanche came, it took us a week to climb out. And somewhere, we lost hope. Now, I don't know exactly when we turned on each other. I just know that 7 of us survived the slide, and only 5 made it out. Now, we took an oath that I'm breaking now. Swore that we said was the snow that killed the other 2. But it wasn't. Nature can be lethal, but it doesn't hold a candle to man. Now, you've seen how bad things can get and how quick they can get that way. Well, they can get a whole lot worse. So we're not going to fight anymore. We're going to pull together and we're going to find a way to get out of here.
So that's a little clip of Deep Blue Sea. Samuel L. Jackson, Adam, he gives a good speech. I don't think he's going to see the end of the film, no.
He's a real mouthful.
Now, this is my pick. I think we were originally at one point going to do this as in we're going to try and cram in 4 movies all in one, because we've picked a list and on Facebook, our followers have picked the 4. And we'll mention at the end, it's your pick next. And can I be honest why I picked Deep Blue Sea? Because by chance, when we started the poll, when we originally planned to do it after within a couple of weeks of that, I had just happened to have watched it.
You know what? See when it works out that way?
Yeah. And then here we are, 3 months later. I was like, this morning as we went to record, I'm going to have to rewatch this film again. Have to see Thomas Jane all wet. I've gone, oh, we big punishing bastard. But I think you talked about this on the Halloween Ramble. You were talking about Zoo and nuts and that kind of thing. I remember, maybe it wasn't those magazines, it might have been Loaded or something like that. Got really excited about this because remember, like, there was the stills of Thomas Jane in the water and there's the huge ginormous shark, and they were like, is this going to be the best shark movie since Jaws? Fuck Jaws, here's the Deep Blue Sea. And I remember being excited about this. I was, as I say, 16. I went to see this in the cinema. I know usually old smooth operator Jim McLean usually took someone on a date to see it, but no, I think I just went with mates on a Friday night. And 16-year-old...
Not the night, love.
Yeah. Not that I'm going to see some sharks with the lads. But 16-year-old me, group of mates, Friday night, Oma Cinema. Yes, it looked like a cattle shed, if anyone ever remembers the old classic Oma Cinema. We've got an Omniplex now, but it's not the same.
Less fingering.
That's what cinema's all about.
Yeah.
I won't really be overly critical of this film. I don't think it's perfect by any means. You know, you've got LL Cool J. Mm-hmm. I was very confusing myself going, is it Coolio or is it LL Cool J?
I told my missus what the LL Cool J stands for. She went, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, in the 90s? Fucking...
Do you want to tell our listeners?
The ladies love Cool James.
The ladies did.
They did.
As did his little parrot as well in this movie.
Here, man. He made it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you a fan of this? No.
I think I've watched it. I watched it when it came out.
When you were 6?
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. Because my dad is
Love sharks.
one of his favorite movies is Jaws.
Uh-huh.
Loves Jaws. His other favorite movies are The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile.
I really thought you were going to say his favourite movies all have to have sharks in them.
I just tell him there's a shark in The Green Mile. He never makes it to the end.
Shark Tale. Finding Nemo. Fucking love them. For months on, man, let's watch Finding Nemo. Why do you want to watch it, son? There's a shark in it, man.
I love when those boys say there's meat back in the menu. But my dad cut out a thing from the Sun paper.
Shark.
That was like, and he went, "Dead it. But it was like a wee coupon you took to Virgin Mega Stores.
Right.
Remember that, folks?
Yeah.
Where O'Neill's is now in the town.
Mm-hmm.
And you handed it over and they gave you a mini CD-ROM, Jim.
Ooh.
That you put in your computer, and it showed you exclusive clips from Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
And it showed you the bit with the helicopter and the thing. Mm-hmm. And I remember my dad watching it being like, fuck yes. He's buzzing. And then magically it turned up in the
I
house.
don't know why I'm picturing your dad as Nick Frost from Hot Fuzz.
A wee bit. But don't know who my dad looks like. Claire McCulloch once said this because we were watching Blow, and Claire goes, "Your dad looks like Ray Liotta." That's who it is.
Especially when he's just outside sunning himself. He's like sexy beast. You what? Come on, Adam, we're gonna go see Deep Blue Sea.
Are you thinking of Ray Winston?
Sorry, I am, yeah. Sorry.
I'm fucking dancing in front of the TV at Burger King ad. What's that boy doing? But anyway, so the film magically turned up, as I told before. A pirate copy turned up in our house one day,
right?
Because of course, and we watched it. And back then, I was like, "Fuck, it was scary."
Now, you see, when you say pirate copy, was that like the good old days?
Oh,
when it was like someone inside the cinema?
Yes,
and like
maybe somebody stands in front of the camera.
We always think of that episode of Seinfeld when Jerry just has the best angles.
I can do it better. But yeah, and then I've watched it since. I've watched it with a group of people, and it's great fun with a group of people. I think watching it by yourself to critically talk about it on a podcast maybe takes a bit of the joy out of it. But it's still, as one of those movies that's like sort of Jaws, sort of the Poseidon Adventure, sort of adventure movies.
Jaws 3,
yeah. It's not bad, but it is bad. But it's alright to watch.
Well, I'm just looking here. Like, don't forget, we said it's bad, but it won not one, but 2 awards at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards.
Oh, all the stars are there.
Your old mate LL Cool J won Favourite Supporting Actor. And Saffron Burrows was favourite newcomer.
Oh.
Where did it all go wrong?
What else is she in?
Let's just look at IMDb and let's not try to blast.
100%. Was she in the Sky One television show Relic Hunter?
She was in You. She was in Troy.
She was in Me.
The Bank Job.
Oh, The Bank Job. Remember
that? I see a lot of like those movies that I haven't. Apparently, she was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yes.
Victoria Hand.
Oh yeah, she gets killed off after 2 episodes.
There we go. She was in an episode of Bones, which I do like. Law and Order, Kings, My Own Worst Enemy, Weenie Days, which just, feels a bit harsh.
Somebody will lisp.
I'm not seeing stuff Peter Pan, but I think there's been quite a few. She was the narrator in that. I'm not seeing any. Well, Gangster Number 1, I've seen. She was Karen in that.
I thought you meant she played Gangster Number 1.
And she was Deep Blue Sea deleted scenes as well. But also I see here, and I am just going through this, and I also noticed that she was in Wing Commander.
The TV show?
Yeah, Wing Commander.
Yeah.
The movie, an hour and 40 minutes with the wonderful Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, I was thinking of Airwolf.
What a cast that Wing Commander had. So you have Freddie Prinze Jr.,
yes.
Matthew Lillard, superstar Saffron Burrows, and David Suchet.
Fucking right.
David Warner,
What year was this?
This was Wing Commander, was out in 99. See, proof positive the greatest year
Next week,
is
Wing Commander.
change everything. And I'm just looking as IMDb plays some graphics, and actually, I also see, I can never pronounce his name, apologies, but that famous actor Jürgen Prochnow as well. Prochnow.
What's he in?
Oh, you'll know him from. I mean, I'll show you his face, and you're going to know straight away.
Let's have a wee
He's
look.
in like everything.
Oh, he'd be a good RoboCop if they made a RoboCop.
Yeah, he's always the good villain. He was in the original Dune. He was in Das Boot, and I do remember him being in Judge Dredd as well as Judge Griffin, which was 95. So I can't really talk about that.
Talk about it.
So 99, yes, Deep Blue Sea. I rewatch it a couple of times. The special effects are a bit terrible. The aforementioned scene with the unfortunate event with Samuel L. Jackson does look terrible and makes no sense because, why would the shark not die?
Well, yeah.
How would the shark be able to, get himself up out in the water? I'm going to eat you. I'm going to get you. But, like, there's stuff, even today when I rewatched it, like the opening sequence on the boat, and there's the sexy couples, they're all having a fun, sexy time. And their boat comes under attack by a shark, and our Punisher himself rocks up and saves the day. I think it's great because it's I quite like how they. I think I should say this because I watched this morning, and we're recording this today after Donald Trump's election success in the US. So I am slightly, as you can hear, listeners, I'm having coffee this week as opposed to last time we were in the surgery, as opposed to the last time when we were in the studio when I was on a lot of Red Bull. This time I'm on just normal coffee, and I'm going slightly mad, but I love in that sequence they spill a bottle of red wine into the water, and it's just something a little bit. It's like, oh well, there we go, we have blood in the water. The old fish just is an alcoholic, loves wine. Fuck, that a Merlot 81. Fuck it, come on, let's go.
There's blood in the water. The ice turned black like a donut's ice, Mervyn.
Yeah, because that's one weird thing, because they do a thing, I don't think they do it a lot, but they do show things from the shark's point of view. And I know Jaws does that as well, but that's, as we all know, that's not the shark. That's just John Williams just swimming about in the water, and that's his point of view. But does someone who knows animals, a biologist, do sharks see colour? Are
sharks racist? Tell us.
But no, is their vision black and white? Is it in colour? Because you're just like, oh, wouldn't it be good? It's like, oh, if that sequence was in black and white. I don't know, just a small thing. But yeah, so I guess we've got this far. We should explain some plot. So there's a research facility. They're experimenting on sharks. When will they learn to treat? They're testing a possible surgery for a possible chemical that will reduce Alzheimer's, or can treat Alzheimer's or dementia. They're testing it on sharks. And as a side effect, it's effective, but it's making these sharks very intelligent.
Which makes no sense.
They're like the sharks, like, this movie is beneath us. We would prefer to work in an academy serious picture.
Like the brainy gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Yeah. And the sexy lady gremlin.
Well, we've discussed this before.
As we love, my favourite scene in cinematic history is when the guy just is like, you know what? I'm going to fuck a gremlin.
Fucking right.
Why not? He's in a room on his own. Who's going to know?
And even if...
Adam, if you're in a room, sexy gremlin walks in now.
Tim, stop right there. You know that.
Sexy gremlin walks in now. I'm like, here, Adam, sorry. And she's like, give it all that.
The thing is...
And I'm like, here, hang on a minute, Adam. I'm just going to go to the loo for like 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes you've got with that sexy, horny gremlin. You giving it a go?
Are we going to have sex 4 times? I'd be multiplying because I'd be wet.
Yeah. Just come back and just see. Just Adam's poor wee back. All these wee mini Adams just walking around the place. About 30 wee lads just going to go and...
Oh, what a crazy eyes.
Yes, but Gremlins 2 wasn't 99. We can't talk
No,
about
I can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it. But yeah, so these sharks get super intelligent. They're being held in this facility. They break out, eat Samuel L. Jackson. Spoiler, the facility gets damaged during that process, so our heroes have to save the day. And yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. It does what it is. There's some great sequences in it. There's some terrible bits of CGI. I quite love the sequence when they're going up like the staircase and it's flooding and you can see the sharks underneath, and then there's the girl who just seems like a perfectly normal person who's angry at Saffron Burrows.
Hey?
For experimenting on these sharks, and she gets a very nasty, horrible death.
Serves it right. Also, Michael Rappaport being as subtle as ever in every scene he's in. I don't think there's a scene in that movie where he doesn't shout.
That's true. Is that Mike from Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks very young.
He does. Michael Rappaport, whenever I was growing up, I was like, he looks really cool, that guy. And then now, when you realise what he is, you're like, don't matter.
Better try next time.
Yeah,
but anyway, look, I think, Adam, we've talked a wee bit about the movie. I think what we'll do, we're getting some moolah in for the Christmas special. And I thought we'd do that by getting a wee advert going.
Oh.
And I know we had our old mate in a couple of weeks ago for the Halloween special. Afterwards, he texted me and said, you know what, maybe, coming up to Christmas, it's a busy time in the butchery trade. So he actually texted me and said, could he run a wee ad on Banderflix? So I was kind of going round, and I was like, yeah, so we've come up with something, Adam.
Okay.
And I've been to see what you think. So this is not finished, listeners, I want to add. We still have to add a wee bit more kind of, as these 99 specials go on the run up to Christmas. So here we go. This is what we've got worked so far. I went round, and he wrote this himself.
Oh, well.
Legend. I mean, when you've got cinematic blood in you, I guess this kind of thing. I just turned the mic on, and he just kind of said, Jim, turn the mic on, I'm a busy man, I've only got a few seconds here, go. Ho, 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 hello there, I'm Marty Scorsese. No, not that one, but we are related. Now, I like Christmas just as much as my wee filmmaker cousin in Hollywood. Have you seen The Last Temptation of Christ? Jesus, that's a great wee festive flick. But if you're looking for a turkey, ham, or a big old slab of beef, we've got you covered for the dinner here at Meatfellas. You can find us in Castle Street in Belfast, right beside Christopher Walken's vegetable shop. You want your bird bones stuffed, or you're just looking a crown? Well, me, Joe and Bobby D have got you covered. But if you want a nut roast, well, you can just fuck off. Now, I'm away to watch Hugo. That's another great wee one from the cousin. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Literally, Adam, I just went round to the shop not far from where we're recording now and took the wee recorder round, and I said, Marty, what are you thinking? And he just went, Jim, let me go.
He's a bit strict with the no nut roast.
Well, I guess, would you be wanting to go to a nut roast for a butcher's?
Well, to be fair, there's multiple nut roasts on Castle Street, but not the butcher's.
Yeah, and as I say, he's still hurt. He's, still getting over the loss of his one true love.
Shazzy.
Yeah, Shazzy Shankle. Didn't work out. But he's excited, though, and I think, that wee bit of money that old Marty's putting our way, I don't think Marty's good at the old Maz. He's paying us for the ad, but yet we have to pay him to put him up in the hotel on Christmas at the Europa.
Because he's going to meet his ex-wife,
yeah,
I heard, in the Europa.
Yeah. I heard that... surprisingly, considering the age difference, that his ex-wife sounds an awful lot like Sydney Sweeney.
Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see to the Christmas special, and I'm looking forward to the Christmas special, and that's getting us some moolah in. Maybe your Uncle Liam might want to do a wee ad for us as well.
Yeah, I think so. Well, he does have a new movie out next week, maybe, or in the next month.
But that's not 99, so we can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it. And then there is, of course, his Naked Gun, which is coming out, which he says he'll send me the exclusive trailer to.
Oh, brilliant. Can't
So
wait for that.
We'll get to play that on the show.
I thought Uncle Liam might be advertising Pissy Pants. It's a new thing Panderflix is looking in for. You keep pissing your pants.
What do you call them? The pans?
Yeah.
I'll think of something. No,
Okay.
I mean...
We'll be in touch.
Liam will tell me about something.
Okay, so so that's our first ad in the run up to Christmas. So yeah, if you're like, are you excited about Christmas? I know we've got a Christmas special. You a Christmas dinner guy?
I hate Christmas and Christmas dinner.
Oh, brilliant.
So...
Now, why do you hate Christmas dinner? It's just a classier Sunday dinner.
Because my mum is a dinner lady. Much respect to all the dinner ladies out there. And she was like, for some reason, one year was like, we're practicing how to make Christmas dinners in school. So for about 14 days in a row in December, Jim, I had Christmas dinner. And then by the time Christmas Day
Sounds
comes,
like heaven.
I didn't fucking want Christmas dinner no more. No, because it's like school mashed potatoes and gravy. You're like,
But you're getting school cake.
I know, but the gravies. Do you want one slice or two? It's that fucking thick. School cake. Speaking of
school cake, do you know what I was around at George's Market a wee while ago, and there's this shop, and it's like a wee bakery, and they do.
I was about to say the same thing. They have opened up in Castle Court.
Right.
They do 4 things for a tenner. Like you can get like big brownies and stuff, but they had school cake, and I was like,
4 school cakes for a tenner, please.
4 school cakes for a tenner. You're like, oh, surely that's not enough, mate. Smashing.
Boom. There we go. If they want to sponsor us as well.
The Jarappa custard, pink custard.
Oh, mate, you're making me just want to go back to school, but it'll look weird because I'm 42. So, Deep Blue Sea, back to that. So, yeah, I've kind of talked a wee bit about it. I think it's a lot of fun. Where do you think it ranks? It's like Jaws is up there as the best. Mm-hmm. And then, I know I'm a fan of it. I think we've discussed this before. There's I'm going to say, is it Brie Larson? No, it's not Brie Larson. Blake Lively, The Shallows, where I do always remember there's the guy that runs the Dark Horizons website, which I often kind of use on Tuesday when we're going to do the TV show for a bit of entertainment news. And I remember him kind of saying, even me as a gay man, I'd be chasing after Blake Lively if I was a shark.
He said, what's happening there, Blake?
Yeah. She looks hot in the wetsuit, even with half her leg munched on.
Well, she's married to Ryan Reynolds. She has to go somewhere. I would say Deep Blue Sea, like, shark movies are more miss than hit. Like I said before in the podcast, the Colomini Asian stunt double shark movie that I watched. Do you know what's good? 47 Meters Down.
Is it though?
No.
No.
But it's like, if you were to only watch shark movies, it's not bad.
It's not great though, because that the one, it does the thing. We should do a little special feature on the pod where we should do like a thing in the kind of the script room, in the screenwriter's room, going, I bet they thought that was a great idea. And you're like, in reality, shit. Shit.
Do you know what the funny thing is too? The same people made Fall, and it's the same movie but up.
But it's superb. Although Fall does the exact same double bluff.
Yeah, exactly.
There's is it a dream sequence, or well,
it's like a she's delusional sequence.
Yeah. So in 47 Meters Below, there's a dream sequence where it's like, oh, they've escaped. They're all right, and you're like, oh no, actually they didn't.
She had oxygen in the brain.
Yeah. Does she? I can't remember that film. I don't want to. I suppose should we spoil it? Maybe we should bleep this bit. But Adam, does she escape in 47 Meters Below?
I think she does. I think
don't need to bleep that. Then.
Some sort of bubble thing.
Okay.
She farts and she goes like Charlie at the Chocolate Factory to the fizzy lifting drink, and she goes, Charlie, you need to burp, Grandpa, but they're farting.
Yeah.
Up the tube.
I think isn't that a Family Guy joke as well? Sorry, Family Guy ruined everything.
Simpsons
and did it. In the other one that's name was went out of my head. Fall, that's one. And there's a sequel to that, I think, coming, because that was a weird one. That did okay at the cinema, but when it released on Netflix, found a whole new audience, huge success. So I think it's Netflix has commissioned a sequel to that.
I will say this about Fall. Terrible movie, but the main girl, don't mean to be misogynistic, Jim, but we're two silly Billy boys.
What's happening?
Smashing per tits. You really got me through that film.
Could have just said what's happening. We could have said, we're in a day when Donald Trump's just been re-elected. We want to be modern, caring men, and there you are, just going cracking set of tits, love.
You know what? If you're going to be in that sort of bad movie, like if these movies in the 70s and 80s, she would have got them out. But now...
Are you starting that campaign?
Make movies titties again.
Yeah. Belfast filmmaker Adam Neeson cancelled. Anyway, so Deep Blue Sea, where are you ranking? So you've got Jaws, obviously
number 1,
the daddy.
Yeah.
What are you putting as like the worst?
Oh, fuck. I've seen so many bad shark movies. My missus loves shark movies for some reason, and we will watch.
My lovely wife and I know we should say this because she'll love me for saying this, although I think we've talked about it before. Occasionally, when it's her time of the month, she'll be like, "Do you know what it is? It's Aunt Flo's visiting." You're like, "All right, okay." Do you know what it means? Shark Week, and we'll just watch a lot of shark movies.
Every month?
Not every month, but every once in a blue moon. We'll watch that, and we have watched some shit because I think isn't there a sequel to 47 Meters Below?
Yes,
and it's
there is.
set like underneath like
That's in caves.
Is it Venice or whatever it is?
Some shit like that. But it's like literally like a load of influencers are like, let's go see this ancient ruins. Oh, fuck, are sharks there?
Jesus, didn't know they were there.
Do you know what's a bad shark movie? Of course I went to go see it because I was hyped off the Piranha 3D experience I had, which was always great. Starring, of course, the Arspert Joe's favourite director, Eli Roth. I went and seen Shark Night 3D. Ever seen that?
I don't think I've seen Shark Night 3D.
Walked out of it, Jim. It was about...
That would take a lot. I think that would take a lot for you to walk out of a movie.
I walk out of movies, not all the time, but I think I've walked out of enough movies. Because sometimes it's easier when I worked in the cinema because it's like I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
So the movies I've walked out of, big movies I've walked out of, was Holmes and Watson.
That's a pretty bad one. That's a Will Ferrell one.
Will Ferrell. That's a genuine movie that I went, no, absolutely fucking not watching this. Les Mis.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And I love musicals, but I just went, absolutely not. Eddie Redmayne came on screen. That's I always joke with my mate. Eddie Redmayne came on screen. I went, nope, no, thank you.
I am out of. Or actually, I like to think here in the cinema, because it was Les Mis, you sang. Like, I am out of here. Eddie Redmayne, he offends my face. Memories.
It's a Lemmy bit, but he sings like fucking Miss Piggy in the movie. And I also walked out of the World Trade Center movie.
Okay.
Not in a bad
That's
way.
the Oliver Stone one, isn't it?
It is an Oliver Stone movie, but did I tell this on the podcast before? I can never remember if we tell the podcast. We got the 24-hour clock wrong, and we're meant to go see Click. And we didn't get to see Click, so we were like, what will we watch? World Trade Center. Not as good as Click, Jim.
Is this Click the Adam Sandler bona fide classic? It's a Wonderful Life, but with a TV remote?
Yep.
When he's married to...
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, and you're like, you bastard.
And he farts in David Hasselhoff's face.
Yeah.
And genuinely to this day, I've never seen my father laugh more in my life than when David Hasselhoff says, this salad tastes like shit. I literally watched my father fall to the floor. I was like, is he all right? And it's just my dad being like, this is life.
Now, just to cut across you, I'm on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And they have, of course, like everything, a rating for top shark movies.
Oh.
And I think this is harsh because they have not one but two of the Sharknado movies ranked above Deep Blue Sea. And I think Deep Blue Sea is better than both the Sharknado movies. Well, I know there's quite a few Sharknado movies.
There's not one good Sharknado movie.
No. Another one they've got here, I remember going to see post Blair Witch, the Open Water. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that one? And a lot of people got very annoyed with it. I remember I felt bit nauseous with it because of the way the camera was, and it's in the water, and it's like, were you ever one of those people when you're on a kid? You know those jokes you always see in the movies or TV shows when people are on boats and they kind of like you're opposite them and you sway side to side to make them feel really sick. That's how I felt watching Open Water, and it was a bit of a disappointing end because in the end, doesn't the girl just is like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and drown myself?
Yeah, because it's based on a true story, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they couldn't be like, and then you fought the shark.
And then there's Open Water 2, kind of Open Water 2, where they're on, or it was one of those movies that was kind of retooled as a sequel, where they're all on a boat and they all fall off the boat. I think they're swimming, and the thing for getting in and out of the ladder, that's the word you're looking for, that technical term, it falls off and they can't get back on the boat. And then I think sharks come, or I think either sharks come or they just drown. I think it's called Open Water 2, but it might have been one of those films that started as something else.
There was a movie out this year called There's Something in the Water.
Yeah, I remember I think you went to see that, didn't you?
I did, and not amazing, but...
There we go, they're Open Water 2 Adrift.
Great title. There's Something in the Water. Not terrible, not good. Just sort of, if you want that quick hit Friday night, there's a shark in the water and people are dying. It's not bad.
Now, I think it would be remiss of us. Now, I know it's in a time, we're in 99, the greatest year of cinematic history. Little did we know, Adam, that a mere 3 years later, one of the greatest lines ever delivered in cinema, well, we'll say straight to TV history, was delivered by John Barrowman in, let me get the movie, it's one of the, remember like the Megalodon, not the Meg, but there was like a series originally. So you've got Shark Attack 3 Megalodon. Have you ever seen this?
No, but I'll tell you what, it's on my Amazon Prime list because me and Heidi like to watch trailers for terrible movies on Amazon, and the trailer for this came on and I went, you know what, doesn't look that bad.
Well, so you know nothing about this movie?
No.
So I'm going to spoil something for you. Apologies, right? Now, apologies, listeners. This only came to me. I know we're breaking the rules, but let me just very quickly and very noisily with let me just get one of the classic lines of cinematic history. And it's up here. 2.8 million views, 17 years ago. Shark Attack 3. And it is called That Famous Line. So here we go.
We'll meet back here at 8 a.m. Don't be late.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too, but, I'm really wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
I wasn't expecting that.
Now, knowing John Barrowman, not personally, but in real life, I would imagine if he saw a vagina, he might cry. But yes, I can't believe, Adam, I've introduced you to one of the greatest cinematic lines in history. And we haven't even mentioned, although we did mention it in passing earlier on, because your dad loves it, Shark Tale.
Sometimes I walk about the house, not thinking about the movie, but thinking about you going, shark bite, hoo-ha.
And I mean, I guess more recently we've had like The Meg and The Meg 2, which is directed by Ben Wheatley, which I didn't see enough of Ben Wheatley in that movie, to be honest.
No, but also he went in with the Michael Caine approach, bought a lovely house.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Any others that come to mind for you? I'm sure there's listeners if they got this point, they're like, if they're not away to watch Shark Attack 3, they're screaming and shouting at the device, phone, whatever the way they're listening to this, going, oh, what about this movie, what about that movie? We haven't even mentioned the Jaws sequels. Jaws of Revenge, one of my favourite bad movies.
Jaws 2's alright, isn't it?
Jaws 2's alright. Apologies, by the way, if I keep burping. I always seem to burp on this podcast now, but it's the effect that the coffee and Red Bulls and stuff have on me. But Jaws 2's fine. I just think Jaws 2's really slow to start, and it just lacks a bit of, I forget the name of it's a French director, took over from Spielberg. I think Spielberg produced it.
His name is Shadu.
I think isn't Jaws 2 a little bit like Halloween 2, where pretty much everybody came back apart from Spielberg? Spielberg only produced it. Like in Halloween 2, Carpenter and Deborah Hill produced it. Everybody else came back apart from like Dean Cundey, etc.
Yeah.
All the same actors, but apart from Carpenter. Just there's something lacking there. But there is a couple of great sequences in Jaws 2.
There's that scene where the shark has a blonde wig on and the police car knocks him down.
That's true. But no, Jaws 2's got the one, the bit at the end where they're on the wee kind of electrical, I'm going to say like electrical box or cables, and he's kind of banging away at the, not like sexually, but he's banging away at the cable, and he makes his shark bite into the electric, and he gets electrocuted.
Comes all crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's another bit pretty early on at the start where the shark somehow chases, like, is it someone's jet skiing?
Yes.
And the shark gets them, and then that's later on. He's out. Isn't it Rob Schneider? No, not Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider is your carrot. Roy Schneider.
Yes.
Roy Schneider is out on the beach. I remember that sequence scared the shit out of me when I was younger in Jaws 2. He sees a bit of wreckage off the boat because the boat catches fire, or the shark attacks the boat. Shark gets the jet skier, and then I think it attacks the boat. It explodes. And then he sees, like, the next day or later that evening, the wreckage or a bit of debris from the boat, goes to lift it out of the water, and then her body just,
good stuff.
Scared the shite out of me when I was 31.
Last week.
Yeah, last week when I watched it. Jaws 3 is pretty much just Deep Blue Sea. In a sense, okay, they're not fucking trying to genetically modify sharks to make them, well, to treat them for Alzheimer's, because the sharks keep forgetting.
Oh, Jaws 3, predecessor to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
A theme park with fucking killer animal.
Dennis Quaid's in that, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in 3D.
But it's got there's the exact same sequence that is used in Deep Blue Sea, where the shark throws someone. It's your old mate. You've got a figurine off.
Who? Skarsgård?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He gets pulled into the water in Deep Blue Sea, and then the shark flings him at the viewing screen because it's cracked, which is a great sequence in Deep Blue Sea. Same sequences in Jaws 3. I'm pretty certain there's a sequence where there's somebody in the water, and then they get flung out of viewing screen underneath. And I think maybe does the Meg do something similar?
Oh, the Meg sort of has the dogs barking at the glass.
Yeah,
sort
and
of.
there's the wee girls like chasing like a wee ball or a toy or something. She looks around, there's the sharks that going, hey, yeah.
Mum will show Jaws 3D, and we'll hand out one of those blue and red glasses to everybody.
Because the only thing I remember about Jaws, though, is the special effects at times are terrible. Properly.
3D?
I don't know about 3D, but they're properly terrible.
Yeah, there's that slow-moving shark.
Yeah.
That's
and I think I'm nearly certain Mark Kermode always talks about this. Jaws 3 started as a parody, a pish take, and it was going to be the opening sequence was going to have. I'm not going to go to my phone. What's the writer of Jaws? Peter
Bogdanovich.
The writer of Jaws, Peter Benchley. It's going to annoy me. Apologies, listeners. This professional podcast as I Google who wrote Jaws, and I'm sure there's people going, well, Jim, I think I'll find it is.
It was Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. Jaws author. Just don't mind yourself, listeners. Think about what are you having for dinner? Do you ever hate that? See, me, I don't know, you don't have iPhone. Sometimes when I'm typing, because I'm special, I for some reason put like a dot by accident in between instead of a space.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Benchley. There's a sequence, I think it was going to be a whole pish take, where he was going to be in a swimming pool. And listen to Mark Kermode, he's talked about this previously, and he's in the swimming pool and he gets eaten by a shark in the swimming pool. There's no context for it, and that was going to be like a National Lampoons kind of thing. So yeah, it started as a mock, and it's not great. And then Jaws: Revenge, Jaws: Revenge is a weird one because it was one of those edited for TV movies.
Yeah,
because there's certain characters in the actual theatrical cut survive, but in the made for TV edit don't make it.
It's when the shark roars like a lion.
Yeah. And also holds a grudge.
Wow.
And follows them to Hawaii. Isn't that Hawaii they go to?
I think
Hawaii.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Michael Caine's famous line, I haven't seen Jaws 4, but I've seen the Hasset bot, and it's rather nice.
Yeah. Good old Michael Caine. Yeah, Jaws of Revenge, I haven't watched it in a long time. I quite like, though, if I'm getting my movie right, Jaws of Revenge starts really well, because Jaws of Revenge, I think it's Christmas, which we're coming up to, and I think it's one of Roy Schneider's, one of his kids, not his kids, but the character he plays.
The son?
Yeah, one of the sons, because there's two, there's the older one, the younger one, he's stayed on the island, and he's now got his role. I think he goes out to, there's a buoy or something out in the water, and I just remember he gets attacked, and there's like this creepy scene, because there's like carolers, I think, singing I actually well, it's going to go home now and watch Jaws of Revenge, and then halfway through go, this is shit.
Yeah. It's not. I remember watching it on ITV, because, of course,
yeah,
what else would you be watching on ITV?
Yeah. Shawshank Redemption.
No, that was more of a
ITV2.
ITV2, yeah. It was either Shawshank Redemption Hot Fuzz or The Mummy Returns.
Or one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Always Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
See the Tokyo Drift. This is a Deep Blue Sea podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
See the Tokyo Drift. See the main girl in it that's not Asian.
Yeah.
Who's like the love interest.
Yeah.
And you're like, a bit weird. Back in the day, I was always like, oh, she's gorgeous. Right? Watched it, not recently, but recently enough, and figured out that she has a head like an Easter Island statue.
But you still would.
Well, come on. When you were in Japan, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, you've already like fucked a Muppet 5 times, so not a Muppet, sorry, Gremlin. You fuck a Muppet too, anyway. Deep Blue Sea with Muppets. I'd like to see that.
I was trying. Can you do an impression of any of the Muppets?
No, I know Joe McElroy can do a very good Kermit the Frog.
He can. I can't think of any.
I'd love to be able to do a good Fuzzy Bear, but I can't. Waka waka.
Maybe Floyd from Electric Teeth. Hey, man.
Or Baker, whoever he talks. Send us in your voice notes of your favourite Muppet impressions, please.
Tell us your favourite Muppet. Obviously, if it's not...
If you had to fuck a Muppet, which one would it be?
Now, Jim, get ready for 45 minutes of answers. If I had to fuck a Muppet...
I wouldn't want to fuck Kermit because he'd be needy and clingy and he'd phone you the next day.
See, I like how you're immediately like, the boys aren't off the table.
It's the Muppets, it's alright.
Swedish Chef because of the hands.
Yeah.
For hand stuff.
Yeah.
For pure puppetry. Maybe Janice from the Electric Teeth, from Electric Mayhem. Don't know, Gonzo.
Be filthy. Just for the nose.
Because he could fucking lick your arse and stick his nose up there at the same time.
See, for me, it'd have to be Rizzo.
Ooh, nah, that's a choice.
I'll be Rizzo, just for the fact that he could kind of like sit there and twirl him around.
Turn around.
Hey! Tell me more about Christmas Carol.
Trying to think. Listeners, write it. What Muppets would you want to have sex with?
Yeah, I wouldn't, like, Fuzzy Bear might be a bit of crack. And if we're going into Muppets, like, are we going into Sesame Street? Like, are we saying, like, Big Bird?
No, I know what we'll do. Fuck, marry, kill. Right? Any of the Muppets. You have the pick from the Muppets.
Right.
I'll go first. Fuck Janice.
Right.
Marry Ralph the dog.
Oh, yeah, he'd be honest. He'd be good, yeah.
And kill Skeeter. Was it Skeeter or Scooter?
I think Skeeter.
This fucking comes in. Oh, 10 minutes here, Mr. Christopher Golf. Fucking kill him. Don't eat him. Even though his uncle ran the Muppet.
Yeah.
And that's why he has the job. Fucking Nepo baby. Get out of my way.
Yeah. Skeeter. I'm never a fan of Skeeter. What do you call the one that was in the Muppet movie? The new one?
Fuck.
Well, you know who I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And he does the whistling song.
You killing him?
Yeah, he knows the fuck out of me. Just because, like, you're not a proper Muppet. I've already said I would fuck Rizzo, so have to stick with that one. And marry, I reckon, me and Fuzzy Bear in a Morecambe and Wise-esque in the bed, fully pajamas, not even the slightest hint of homosexuality between the two of us. Just, I reckon that'll be great crack.
No, the only hint you get is just a wee peck at night. Just a wee.
Bert and Ernie just looking over again and going, you bastards. so yeah, I think Fuzzy Bear would be good crack. Anyway, so Deep Blue Sea. I don't know, is there much more needs to be said? We've kind of talked about the generic plot. It's, I guess that's one thing. We've mentioned that Samuel L. doesn't seem, I mean, I think he gets about half an hour into the film.
Yeah.
There's that famous sequence which took a lot of people by surprise. You know, it's not quite the kind of Hitchcock thing of like the first 10 or so, 15 minutes of getting rid of like your probably your most noticeable or most well-known character or well-known actor. He's, I'm pretty certain, the big name on the poster. I guess because we'd had Scream.
Yeah, and I get see watching it now too, and Samuel being in fucking everything under the fucking sun.
Yeah,
it takes away from it. Whereas back in '99, you're like people were still like Pulp Fiction, one of the best movies ever made. Man, Jackie Brown, in the Spike Lee movies, Jurassic Park. Mm-hmm. So you're like, fuck this guy. Like he was like the hot shit. Fucking Die Hard 3.
Yeah, with a vengeance.
So you're kind of like, fuck this guy. It would have been the equivalent of like, who's the hot shit at the
Ryan
minute?
Reynolds.
Even he's past it. It would have to be like
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, like yeah. If they did like The Meg 3, and Sydney Sweeney died like 40 minutes into it, or Glenn Powell, if you want.
Yeah.
Her sexy cohort.
Yeah.
Cohort.
His big wet twister towel, or his wet twister t-shirt. You didn't see the girl on TikTok who cosplayed as the Twister, and she was literally like, come find me, Glenn. And I was like, fair play. I love costumes like that. I think, in the future pods, once we get away from 99, because of course TikTok wasn't a thing, we'll get over the Christmas specials. I think each week we should start to bring in a little TikTok, one that works for an audio medium, and play each other a little TikTok for the listeners. To make it more special for the kids.
You love them TikToks, don't you? Just can't.
You love them TikTokers.
I do have I don't know if I should tell you or if I should just wait. I'll tell you, Jim, I'll tell you. Because is the Christmas quiz maybe a go?
Yeah, the Christmas quiz is a go. I just need to get the artwork finished and just get it confirmed. Because we're just kind of finishing up. Because I know in amongst our 99 stuff, if we can gather the filmmakers, either do them all at once, with yourself, or maybe split it out between yourself, me, Joe, Victoria, maybe chatting to some of the filmmakers that were involved, because we've just announced the winners. 6 trophies, better get them sorted soon and delivered. One of them fuckers had to be living in Australia. It's like, is anyone getting a wee flight to Australia? You couldn't just drop a wee trophy down for me. But hopefully do a little Dark Hedges Festival post special. And yeah, the quiz at the minute looks like it's going to be the 20th of December. So I know it's close to Christmas. Have some goodies, have a bit of crack. I am tentatively even discussing, like, we could maybe even do like a wee post podcast little chat afterwards. But people at the 20th will be like, no, mate, I want to go home. We're getting the trifle all ready for Christmas.
Because they're like, how short is the podcast? 4 hours.
And that's the edit. So you were going to tell me.
My Christmas outfit, Jim. Christmas outfit. I thought of this the other day.
Listeners, what you don't get to see, right, is the fact that anytime Adam mentions his
Christmas outfit,
he flaps his wee hands.
Here's my Christmas outfit. You ready?
Didn't flap your hands.
Christmas outfit.
There we go.
It's going to be whatever I'm just wearing that day, right? With the wee "Hello, my name is" sticker. Bill Clay. You like that? Minimalist.
I like it.
You enjoy it?
Yeah. A lot of effort into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what my costume is. I might just dress as Santa. I know the lovely Joanne Alexander has said she was very excited because we talked about doing a Christmas quiz last year, and just for various reasons and bits and bobs it didn't happen. Joanne had sorted a costume. I'll maybe spoil it for you. So Joanne and I were talking, like, we're going to do a quiz around Christmas. She's like, oh, we could do it like a Die Hard theme. And you're like, yeah. She's like, you could start doing a quiz and then someone could come in and try to take everybody hostage, but they have to answer questions to get free. And you're like, oh, that's a good idea. And you're like, would you want to be Hans? She's like, no. I'd want to be a gender-flipped John McClane. And I was like, all right, cool. She's like, so I'd be like, Joanne McClane? And you're like, but Joanne, I'm Jim McClane. That would kind of... Do I have to play someone, or would you be my kind of weird wife in this kind of situation? So we haven't discussed it yet. But I know Joanne she's got stuff from last year, and she's like, yeah, I really want to do the quiz. And then it's good, lovely Claire McCulloch did our Halloween quiz. She did a great job. So unless Joanne can up that game, unless we get Joanne to be our Hans Gruber.
All I know is I want to be Uncle Andy as the coked up guy that's like, Mervyn, booby, am you eating it? Do that guy?
Booby.
Hans titties.
Writes itself. So, yeah, Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea, good movie. Yeah, it's not really... It's one of those movies that, like... It's directed by Renny Harlen, who is hit and miss at the best of times. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, good stuff. The Strangers, Chapter 1.
You did not like.
Dog shit that should be put through the air.
Chapter 2 still coming.
See the trailer and I'll be there. Cut out myself, Jim.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it sort of encapsulates. There's a thing, I always say 97 is a great year, but 97, 99 action movies just have a certain feeling. Like, I don't know if it's because it's the last of the films shot on actual film that they just have this fucking realness to all of this. Like, the whole bit with, like, the helicopter and the rain coming down, and even though you know it's a big set, you're still like, oh, fuck, there's a bit of built-in danger to this. Cause
it looks a lot like the set from Waterworld.
It does.
I wonder if that's maybe just kind of like, here, can we use this?
Fucking Samuel Jackson was drinking his own piss. He's like, I'm getting in the character. And you're like, we're not making Waterworld.
But no, do you think it's like Thomas Jane? It never really worked out for him as a leading action man, and I think he's pretty solid. He's pretty good in this. He's not amazing, and I think it's that sense like other action movie stars are available. And I know he was the first Punisher, the second Punisher. I think he's not a bad action movie star. He just isn't in a lot.
I don't know. I think he dwells in that he probably would have been a great character actor in stuff, but because somebody deemed him, he falls into that. Somebody's deemed you as gorgeous, so you don't get
happens
to play
me all the time. Yeah.
You don't get to play.
Because he's great in, isn't it, Boogie Nights he's in?
Yes, and he's fantastic. He doesn't get to play the fun character actors, which he's clearly better at. Do you know what's a good movie with him in it? 1922. The Stephen King Netflix movie. He's very good in that. And then the Dirty Laundry Punisher short film that's on YouTube. I forgot
he was in the terrible Shane Black, The Predator.
Oh, fuck yeah. Doesn't he play a disabled guy in that? Is it him and Keegan-Michael Key?
I'm not sure. I'm just looking here, Before I Wake. Because he's got... You look at his kind of back catalogue and you're like, oh yeah, because he's done... I know it's a small role, I'm looking here. So he's in Boogie Nights. But he's also... I see here, he's in like The Thin Red Line. And of course, like The Mist as well. That upbeat film that everyone loves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, The Mist is probably his best role.
Yeah, you want Thomas? 5 more minutes.
Yeah. If for the time it would have taken to cook a Rustler burger, your family would have been alive.
Yeah, spoiler. Have you ever watched the black and white version of The Mist?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Do what I missed at the weekend. Do what I missed at the weekend in the Odeon. God Godzilla minus colour.
Oh, so good. I think you can watch it on Netflix, the black and white version.
Oh, can you?
I think, because Joe McElroy and I were talking, because it was old Godzilla's birthday over the weekend.
Happy birthday, big son.
And they've announced that the director of -1's doing another Godzilla movie. I'm not sure if it's a direct sequel, because there is like little things that they leave us where they could go with -1. But, or if it's just going to be another one, it's like, here he is again. There he is, fucking the big mad bastard. No, because it's weird. Like the Godzilla movies, like they kind of pull up in Toho. They kind of say, "Oh, here he is," and it's like, all right. Some of them are connected. Some of them are just their own thing.
Yeah. Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea. I think for what it is, having rewatched it and having seen it at the time when I was 16 in Oma Cinema with the lads, munching my popcorn and my old sooty pops, it's a great Friday night blockbuster that if you've had a shitty day, a film like that, everyone goes, it's like, I want to watch this. And I'm the person, like, right now in where we are now in cinema, we're post kind of summer blockbuster. We're into kind of the bigger releases, or the kind of more serious releases, like you've got your number 2 out. You've just had the Cillian Murphy film, but Magdalene Laundries, and I always forget the name, and I know it's not All the Small Things, because that's Blink-182, but it's a title like that, and I've done enough of going to IMDb. One of my films of the year, I've just saw the Christopher Reeves. We reviewed it on the TV show Christopher Reeves Superman Story last week. And yeah, we're in the kind of serious, the run up to Oscars, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, great, love that. You're making an effort to go to the cinema. But as much as I've been, and this year's summer blockbuster has been a bit hit and miss. But this is kind of like Deep Blue Sea. You know what? I can just sit down there. If I'm watching at home, have a beer, and just like, let's just watch some sharks.
I think if you did a wee cheeky remaster and some of the special effects, just released it to the cinema, people would be like, well, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And I think, as we've said, we'll wrap this pod up. Neither of us have seen the sequels.
Until you told me literally an hour and a half ago, didn't know there were ones.
I knew there was a Deep Blue Sea, and I knew there was a Deep Blue Sea 2. And I think, again, coming back to what we mentioned earlier on with Open Water 2, I think it was just one of those films. They had a shark movie, and they no, apologies, sorry, it was Deep Blue Sea 3 was the one that was kind of retooled. It's like, this could just work as a sequel to that franchise, because everyone remembers there was a Deep Blue Sea 2.
Do you think in Deep Blue Sea 2, let's not look it up, let's just guess. Do you think in Deep Blue Sea 2 they have another rapper in the LL Cool J?
No, but I can't remember. I'm going to say off the top of my head without looking, I think, although I could end up being very stupid, possibly will say a little bit racist, I think it's the actor who plays Luke Cage is in that.
Mike Coulter?
I think off the top of my head, there's something in the back of my head going, because I don't think any of the original cast are back. I think it's literally just against, and I think it just retreads very similar ground to the first one with less budget for special effects.
I was hoping you were going to be like, it's Busta Rhymes, and he says, "Trick or treat, motherfucker," again to the shark.
That's all he says. Yeah, so if any of you have seen the sequels, message in, drop us a message and see what you think.
Also, tell us your favourite shark movie.
Yeah, tell us your favourite shark movie, your worst shark movie, and movies like me, as I mentioned earlier on, when you sat down at the QFT to go to the Deep Blue Sea. Can't wait for this. This is going to be amazing. Tom Hiddleston and Rachel Weisz in this follow-up to the originals. All right. It's like the time I went to see Tyrannosaur and there wasn't a fucking dinosaur in it. But, yes, if you've seen the Deep Blue Sea as well, not just Deep Blue Sea, but the Deep Blue Sea, I think we'll wrap this up. So that was my first choice for our 99 retrospective. As I say, other movies from 99 are available in the back catalogue from this year. The Matrix, Phantom Menace, The Mummy. I'm sure there's a few others in there as well, because it is the greatest year in cinema. But Adam, what are we going to be talking about next week, along with a lot of nonsense?
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a boner bastard, Uncle Fucker. We're talking about South Park.
Bigger.
Longer.
Uncut.
Which I didn't realise until I got older. Penis joke. I was just like, the film is bigger and longer and it's uncut because they could swear all they want, and then realised that it was just about penises.
I'm looking forward to talking about this because I haven't watched South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut in a long, long time. And I have a very good friend of mine, Stuart Hamilton, who has recently had a little baby girl. So congratulations, Stuart. And I had the soundtrack to South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut. And I used to play it. And that very song, shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker, it used to reduce him to tears of laughter. You're talking about your dad falling to the floor laughing at a fart joke involving David Hasselhoff in Click. Stuart lost his mind to that when I played it to him. And also you've got Satan involved in a relationship with Saddam Hussein. And
in school, we talked last week about infrared and stuff to each other.
Yeah.
Classic clip. None of us had ever seen the movie, but classic clip. Mr. Garrison, you can suck my balls. People will be like, have you heard this? The kids don't understand these days that when you had like a clip like that or like some sort of like thing, people were like, have you heard this? Do you know what this is from? And because it had swearing in it, you were like, this is class. But fucking people in the classroom being like, Mr. Garrison, suck my balls, was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard in all my life. And when I watched the movie, even better.
Now, Adam, I like to imagine when you recreated that scene in Little Adam Neeson is 6 days stubble. School uniform?
Of course.
Yeah. Were you one of those ones, did you have the tie all the way up or did you have the tie a bit cool?
A bit cool.
Yeah, so a bit cool. Sitting at the back and you're going, lads, I've got this. Divna! Mr. Garrison! Divna! You suck my balls! Teacher bro didn't even look round. Neeson, go see the Prime Minister. Go see the principal. Go see the principal, Neeson.
To be fair, I did do a lot of Uncle Andy impressions. Got me out of a lot of... didn't get bullied because I was the funny one.
Yeah. He just slabbered about you behind your back.
I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That kid sounds nothing like Uncle Andy. Why is he dancing the Wild Wild West?
Fuck's sake. Watch it. I thought you were going to say you never got into fights because you just fucking hit people with your Mr. Bean VHS.
Do you know what's really funny? We're talking about this movie now, Deep Blue Sea, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're wrapping up.
Adam, we're wrapping up about 15 minutes ago.
We've already talked about it. Yeah. Next week, we're talking about South Park. Right,
yeah.
We're going to have great fun.
Yeah.
We're going to be singing the
Think
whole...
we should do a musical next week?
100%.
Yeah.
I'm sure the audience are going to love it.
Yeah.
And then
what about this? I know you're busting to tell you everything. But what about for next week? We'll have a week.
Okay.
You and I each set each other a challenge. It's like Adam and Joe Song Wars.
Okay.
Where we'll, because it's a musical, we'll write a wee song each.
Right, okay.
Yes.
I'm not musically inclined, but I'll sort it out. But we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
Week after, Magnolia, the 3-hour drama that will fucking have both of us in tears.
Yep.
And then week after that, Wild Wild West, me. Yeah. I've got loads of stories for Wild Wild West.
I know you've already told one of them previously in this podcast.
Never
meet your heroes.
See, I don't know, fuck. See Magnolia. That's if you're
you once turned to Tom Cruise.
The power of the cock. Magnolia will be the episode where we actually talk about films and be deep. And
that'll be the one that get lost.
That'll be the one that gets deleted. The rest of them are all going to be silly willy fart joke boys.
Yeah, and then we're into Christmas stuff. Well, possibly in between all the kind of 99 retrospective, at some point, as I say, we're hoping to do a little Dark Edges International Festival special. You had one a couple of weeks ago now with Roger Clark and Peter Filardi. Filardi, apologies.
Peter?
Yes, yeah, you're an old close personal friend because their short was screened as part of the festival and they got in touch with us. And I think it's only right then some of the winners from the competition, we should get in touch because the shorts went down really well this year. Funny, I bumped into someone who's a friend. I know this was slightly biased, and he was saying he'd come down. I hadn't invited him. He'd come down to the shorts and just said they were brilliant. So yeah, thank you to everyone who came out for that. And yes, we're going to do a little special, possibly in between the 99 stuff. It might just end up fitting into the December stuff and in between our Christmassy stuff. I'm sure there'll be crime scene to screen stuff. And the lovely Victoria Brown and Maria McQuillan, fresh from our Halloween Town extravaganza, which I just happened to re-listen to just because I'm a megalomaniac. The other night, it was also the case, it was just sometimes with podcasts, in your list of coming on next, it came on, it's like, oh, will I listen to this? I couldn't be arsed. I was in the car, my phone had fallen down, couldn't get access to it, couldn't really change when I was driving. I was like, oh, no, Halloween Town. Do you know what I said, Adam? Do you know what I said, Adam? I said, I actually quite enjoy listening to this. And then I listened to our Halloween special and I kind of went to myself, and anyone listening who's go, Jesus, we talk some shit. And I know we've got another ramble coming up, and we have an overdue ramble. We had our Halloween one because the lovely Danny Brown, we started talking about him, we'll finish talking about him. Danny Brown from Fright Club got in touch with me a while ago, and I know Danny listens because Danny every so often sends you a text going, I like this and like that, and you're like, fuck me, Danny, you actually listen. But thank you, Danny, for listening and getting this far.
Love you, Danny.
But Danny, I think I want to bring this feature back for the ramble, at least. Cinema Wanker of the Month. We used to do it on the pod donkeys ago, and it was like, you're sitting in the cinema, and there's been quite a few. It's kind of the reason why I didn't go see Smile 2. I still haven't seen it. I'm hoping to go see it in the next couple of days or so before it eventually heads out of cinemas. But I just didn't want to go see it right at the start because I knew it would be full of cinema wankers over Halloween. But Danny Brown, you might have heard this story. He sent us a little voice note of his cinema wanker, and I think that'll kick things off.
Lovely.
Yeah, so you've got that to look forward to. Loads of stuff. And yeah, as you've mentioned, next week we'll play a clip of South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
As we near the millennium, the tools for visual effects and animation are evolving at an exponential rate. This spring, Paramount Pictures is proud to present the latest technological achievement in film animation. The top animation minds from around the world have collaborated with the top foreign animators from Japan with a budget of over $630 million to bring you the most advanced animation ever seen by the human eye.
I will do the German dance for you. It's fun and gay and tra-la-la. Hope you will enjoy my dance. Hilly-I-filly-I-I. Who the hell are you people?
So, yeah, that's a clip of South Park. I'm looking forward to that, as I haven't watched that in a long, long time. So you've got that to look forward to next week. If you've got this for Hello Danny, you can listen back to our entire back catalogue. Make sure you subscribe. You can find old episodes of the TV show as well. That's going to be wrapping up around Christmas. We are still in depth discussions about what top celeb is going to have the honour of turning on the Banterflix Christmas lights this year.
Jealous.
It's whatever £35 can get you on Cameo. We'll have to wait and see.
Jealous.
If he's available on Cameo, possibly.
I'll sort it out.
We've got that to look forward to. And yeah, as I say, make sure you subscribe. If you've got this far, thanks for listening. If you have and you enjoy the podcast on a regular basis, leave us a wee review.
Yeah.
Because that helps. And I don't understand it. It helps with the algorithm. It helps other people find the randomness. So if they listen to like the Shane Todd podcast, they go, these two wee lads are funny too. They talk an awful lot about Uncle Andy, though. Not a lot of movie reviews. So yeah, but if you do that, that's enough of a seller's wear. So yeah, so all that's pretty left for me to do is all that's left for me to do now is thank your lovely self, Adam.
Also, quickly, Jim, on a personal note, the world is in a bit of a state at the minute, and Donald Trump has become president again of the United States. And if people are worried about that, don't worry about that. Come on, the world's going to be grand. And me and Jim, the two silly Billy boys, will have your laughs here so you can have a bit of escape every week. Because even though the world is shit, we'll all get through it together. It's a lot of panic at the minute about what's going to happen, but the human race is better than just one man. So,
one old 78-year-old man.
And also, in the next 4 years he might die. But we'll not say anything about that.
Yeah, okay. Donald, if you're listening, thanks too for getting this far.
Congratulations, big man.
Yeah, congratulations on your success. We'll not be there.
He was expecting to sign on.
Yeah, he was, yeah. He was like, I'm just going to be able to go home and maybe, star in Home Alone 4.
Again?
Yeah.
Him and French Stewart?
Yeah, okay. So, look, that's us. That's sort of time. Yes, as you left on that lovely profound note, if you're a bit depressed, no matter where in the world you're listening, because I know we have listeners in the States, because I can kind of go on to our little account and see, things might be bad, but as they say, I think they say in The Exorcist, like if things are bad, it's not the end. It's not the end. Things will get better, as Dee Ream once sang, and hopefully, even for this hour, an hour and a half, this pod's been on an hour, as if. Hopefully, we've managed to distract you from the doom and gloom. And Adam is sitting there for some apparent reason.
Things can only get better.
Yeah, he's trying to cheer himself up. So yes, that's all for this week. We'll be back next week with South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. And all that's left for me to say now is shut your fucking face and go fuck her.